Hello. This video is what I think about evil. I think evil is absolutely necessary. I think evil is good. Because there is no evil as we know it. I think evil as we know it is something concrete, something, as we're taught, is like this place that's permanent and it's controlled by this person named the devil, Satan, Lucifer. He's down there forever, gonna be down there forever. Because he was cast out of hell, even though he was the greatest, beautifulest little angel. Personally, I don't think that is what happened. I think personally, and this is my original idea, by the way, I think the myth of the devil being cast out of hell actually comes from a comet that crashed out of the sky and landed in destroyed Atlantis and the Bahamas and created all those millions of little lakes in the Carolinas. You go in there and you look at you can find little meteorites, burnt meteorites all over the place, and that's when it fell. About 10,000 years ago, 12,000 years ago, something like this. So anyways, the devil, or evil, I do think hell is a place, but I don't think anybody owns hell. I don't think there's any guy or owner of hell. I think it's kind of like a town with no structure, with no mayor, with no sheriff. It's just a place people go. I think hell is a non-physical place that people can go and hang out together, and scream and yell at each other and all this kind of stuff, pull on each other's ponytails and stuff like this. So evil, like evil people, say Hitler. Evil people are people who go so far in this direction, they go so down into the darkness. Well, evil, the definition of evil is a separation from God. So they go so far into separating from God, thinking that everything's disjointed, separated, having no faith, thinking that nothing's connected, there's no God, there's nothing holding everything together, that it'll all be chaos unless you kill all these things that you perceive to be bad. So like Hitler looks at the Jews and goes, okay, Jews must go because they came into my country and took over my country, and they're going to do it to the whole world, and that's not right, so let's kill them all. So, now that's evil because he's not recognizing that Jews are people too. They're connected to you. They might have a little bit more curly hair than you, but they're still a person. So that's what evil is. Another evil person, say a mass murderer. That's evil because this person doesn't know that when he kills somebody, he's definitely hurting that person, but he's hurting himself because he's connected to this person. This person feels pain, and because he's related to that, he will feel pain. One day he puts their pain in his self, in his soul, and one day he'll have to look at that and feel the pain that person felt, and the pain that all their family felt and friends felt, which will be very painful for this person. But it's necessary for this to happen because if they don't, they'll keep doing it, number one, but if they don't feel that pain of what they did, then they won't feel, it's kind of hard to explain, they won't feel that when you emerge back into society after being so antisocial and just killing people, you're going to have to face up to what you did. Because I don't know. I'm sick. I'm not thinking well, but you're going to have to face up to what you did. Because it's stored in you. So you're really the one who's suffering when you do that. Are you evil? No. Not the way that we've thought about it. See, the problem is that the traditional idea about evil is that it's like permanent. It's like you're an evil person because we have this idea that in this life, this is the only life that we have. So it's like you have your one life, and if you're evil, well, you're an evil soul, and you're like God's a mistake. And so then you have, but you can't be, your soul can't be annihilated because I guess they agree that energy can't die. So then you have to store these bad souls, these mistake souls, in a place for all of eternity. See, that's the traditional idea we've had. And so basically, what we really need to be changing right now, going in those churches and telling those Christians, whoever, Muslims, is that nothing is permanent. And my first statement that evil is good, I really do think we all have to go to hell, and just to know, it's kind of like a game, you know. You go so dark, you want to go deep down in the darkness because you're so curious. You want to know how you can get out of that. And also, it's kind of like exercising. You put yourself through a whole lot of pain, physical pain, to feel the elation and the healthy feelings that you get afterwards. Or you stretch yourself, and the stretching itself feels good, but then you let go of the stretching, and all the blood comes back in, and you go, oh, that feels good. It's kind of like going down into hell, going down in darkness, isolating yourself, thinking that you being in some world where you're poor and you work all day long, and you hear people screaming and everything all the time, like, say, living in a third world country in a stinky city with a bunch of crazy family members or something. It's very, not a fun existence, but you wanted to go down there to number one, to see how you can get out of it, but also to feel that beautiful feeling of getting out of it, you know. Like a glass of water tastes so much better at the end if you're really thirsty, you know. Like maybe you go out on a run and not drink for the whole hour just so you can drink that water and go, oh. So, so like maybe it's good that we had all these years of wars and turmoil on this planet so that we can just come right out of it in less than 100 years, go from horse and buggy to jumping on the moon, and then, to the world we're at right now, destroying the planet, oh no, doom and gloom, to, poof, everything's good. We fixed the planet, and it's all just a big old party. Everybody's a tourist. Everybody's doing all the sports, and I mean, the joy that we could feel off of that would be so amazing if it happens right after when you're sick and hurting. You won't appreciate it as much. If you give $1 million to a poor person, they're gonna love it. They're gonna be so happy. If you give $1 million to Bill Gates, he'll be like, whatever. There is a saying: the darkest moment of the night, that's right before the sun is going to come up. So evil is something that's kind of like a drug. It's kind of evil is something, some place we need to go so that we know what's good. And so don't be afraid of evil. Just get away from your evil as quick as you can.